Hey guys, we are literally in a time of crisis right now, where the government is basically... Okay, actually, let me rephrase that. We're not in a good situation right now. I don't know how to say this, but, we're being bombed, basically. There's an emergency going on right now that is bombing the country of Acadia, which is our beautiful country that we live in today. And there was a mass terror attack from a country there's a lot of Acadia. I'm going to show you what that country is. This is country I'm talking about right here, Arroyo, or whatever it's called. They are roughly this large, and they are... they're an okay country, and, yeah. I'd say about half the size of Acadia. But, the reason why Acadia is, not happy about anything right now is that basically, the country, does not do ICE or anything, and their prime minister is an illegal alien. Which, yeah, and they wanted to do trade with Acadia and all that. So, what the Acadian government, well, with the, I'm gonna say what the Acadian, okay, what's that? So what he is doing is they're raising a tariff on this country, which, of course, got this country really mad, so they are now declaring war on Acadia. And what does this mean for Acadians? Well, quite a lot, let me tell you. So, as I said, Acadia is at risk of war and all that, but, yeah, let's just, back, here, and, the thing is that they had another country on their side. I think it was this one right here. And they were one of the other... They were actually a neutral country, but got into, yeah. The one thing about Arroyo is that they like every country. They like every country. Just like Acadia. Anyway, I want to just, they're actually a democratic state, basically. Similar to the arbitrary type of the arbitrary Acadia. However, though, Arroyo had quite stuff going on. So the main takeaway I want to get here is that the main takeaway is that Acadia should be worried right now. And that's because, of all these terror attacks coming in and, destroying our country. And what the Arroyans and the wanted to do was they wanted to invade basically the whole entire country, which is what they did. So the provinces of Ilorin and Zahlawi are actually exempt because of everything else, but on the left here, Kaldor and Spartania have been captured by this part of Ilorin as well as Kaldor and Spartania have been captured by the Arroyans, and then on the Adayan side, anything east of Zahlawi, including Requisite Power, has been captured as well. Not good stuff there, but yeah. And on top of that, a bomb was dropped on Ozardank. Downtown Ozardank. However, we had enough army to, kind of protect the capital, which included ICE, which will also be very present in Ozardank, because it's basically all of it, the only place they have to go. And, what I say, based on this, is that, is that I think Acadia is going to get back on their feet pretty quickly. Again, I have no idea how this is going to work, but yeah. Now we're not talking about that. Let's talk about what And first of all, let me just mention that Mark Mackey was also killed, by the way, in this. Yes, our Prime Minister is now killed. But now that we have that all set, let's talk about the effect on the government from now on. So, this is the first time that an Acadian Prime Minister has actually died while in service. So, and we're gonna so, what does this mean? First of all, a federal election's happening on January 12th. Now that's not certain though, like if there's still mass conflicts going on, then they're going to delay it, but if our country is safe enough on the 12th of January, by the way, this will probably be decided after January 11th happens, and that things are in order for that, and if they are, then he will have an election. If not, the election is going to be delayed a week to the 18th. I mean, the 19th, but 18th will be the deciding day. And then it will go by a week every time. So, basically, I think, yeah. Okay. Until the election is held, Elena Mackey is going to be our Prime Minister sitting in for Mark. And if the Conservatives do win on the election, Arthur Mayne will be our new Prime Minister if the Conservatives do take the win in the election. That is coming up on the date that I already told you about. So I think enough to go for that, I think. I've pretty well said everything I needed to say. But yeah. Lots of lots of chaos happening around right now, on the map, but, yeah, and it'll be a lot, too. One more thing I want to tell you is that the Liberals want Acadia to be gone. That's all.